Hi, I'm Carrie from Carrera Slots. We are a hobby store in Buffalo, Minnesota. You can find our products at carreraslots.com. Thanks for watching. I hope you find this useful. Okay, so we often get questions from customers about the level of difficulty and the amount of time that it takes to set up a digital 132 Carrera set. So we're going to show you today how to do that. It really does not take that much time, and Anna's going to help me out here getting the pieces. Okay, this is a wireless set as well, so we are going to show you how to get those set up and charging on the track. Okay, so you can take a look at the manual. It shows you all the parts that should be included in the set, the cars, the transformer, controllers, the track configuration, and then also if you are wanting to expand the layout, there's normally certain suggestions on different track pieces or extension kits that you can buy to accomplish those layouts. So first things first is you want to make sure that you are setting up the track so you are running in a clockwise direction. So on the Carrera Digital system, you're going to be pointing the cars to race clockwise. So they're going to be pointing to the left if you're looking down at the track. It's pretty simple to get the track pieces assembled. It's just pushing them together here. And honestly, the hardest part is first just getting all the pieces out, figuring out where everything goes, and then you just push them together. Once you have all of them down, they have track clips that you can buy, and those slide in very easily to the bottom side of the track, just like this. So you can push the track together and then push the clip through like that. I would recommend setting the track up first and then doing the clips. Whoops. Just so you aren't clipping it together if you happen to put a piece in the wrong spot. Okay, so wireless controllers here will just get plugged in to the back of the control unit. Those will just charge from this main start-finish line. So this is kind of the brains of the system. That's where you program everything. That's where all your power is going to feed into. So there are two ports on the back side here. You can plug them in either here or here. And they will pick up power from either of those spots. Okay, this is an important part right here as well, because this is where we're putting the lane change into the track. And the lane change section is two pieces that will go together like this. And this is the part that you have to look out for. There are two little bulbs that are on the entrance of the lane change. This is where you're going to want to enter the lane change. So if you're running clockwise around the track, you need to make sure that you are going to hit those as you enter the lane change. If they're on this side or put in the wrong direction, your lane change is never going to work. This is the piece right here that will open or close when you're entering the lane change as your car runs over those, and if you're pulling the lane change trigger on your controller. So once you have it all put together, you can kind of go through and make sure that all the pieces are pushed together properly and you don't have big gaps in between the track pieces. And then the last thing we need to do on this is put the supports on the overpass. So these will just go into the bottom of the track or clip into the side. Give you enough room to have cars going underneath. And if you have it on a table or something that you can screw down to, there's pre-drilled holes on the bottom of these, so you can just screw those down so then they won't move. Okay, and those can kind of go anywhere on the overpass as long as you have enough clearance under the bridge there. Or if you want to put more in, you can raise the track in more areas as well. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to just be in that one specific spot. Check the track one more time just for gaps. It is nice to have two people for this part just because then you can kind of push at it from different angles to make sure it's all locked in. one other thing I needed to mention about the lane change piece is that you want to make sure it is not directly after a curve. It always should be after either a full-size straight, a quarter straight, a third straight. It doesn't matter. It just has to be after a straight piece, because what happens, grab a car, if you are coming into this lane change piece, there's the same little sensor on the bottom of the car. That's going to hit this sensor on the track. If you are coming in straight and the sensors line up, that's great. If you're coming in off of a curve and your car is drifting, the sensors might not always line up. So if your sensor on the lane change is right here instead of right here after the car is straightened out, it's not always going to register. So that's one thing also to keep an eye out for when you're installing the lane change pieces. So, okay, power now to the track is really simple. Just push it in. And now when you do this, the controllers will begin charging. There is for the first time you set it up, wireless controllers are going to take around an hour to charge. You get 8 hours of battery life off of that charge. The track does auto shut off after 20 minutes. So to get your first charge through, you might, after it goes to sleep, just turn it off, turn it back on. The controllers will continue to charge. So when they're blinking, this means charging. Once they're fully charged, they'll go solid. If you put them on and you haven't used it for a while, and they blink once or twice and go straight to solid, that could mean that you have to replace your batteries. Okay, now getting the cars on the track. After your controllers are charged on the track, what you're gonna do is plug your receiver in. If you're wireless, it needs to go into either port 1 or port 2. You never need more than one wireless receiver on your track at a time. If you have any more than one in there, that will cause issues when you're trying to code. So you can grab a car, make sure the brushes are all 4 pointed towards the back of the car. Okay, so this is just for wireless now. The first step is to set the channel on your controller. So I'm gonna grab the yellow one. This is channel, I'm gonna set this one to channel 1. So step 1 to coding wireless is to push the channel button. So you'll get number 1 there. Hit the little black button on the top of your controller. The red light flashes once. That means this is channel 1. Anytime you hit the controller to kind of wake it up, it would flash once, twice, 3 times, however many times, depending on the channel that you have it set on. So that's step 1. With wireless, it's a 2-step process. The second step only needs to be done when you're wanting to code a different car to your controller. So this is channel 1. Now I have the car on the track. I'm going to make sure this red light is in the center. You hit the code button 1 time. That's going to take you all the way to the left. That means we're coding a car. And as long as that left light is on, just pull the front trigger on your controller. You'll get the little audible sound and the lights will flash. Now you can drive your car. Okay, so we're coded on controller 1. Now if you have a second controller, you can kind of set this car and this controller aside. Some people will, this is a yellow handled controller, yellow top controller. You can put a little yellow dot, or you can mark a number 1 on this controller, a number 1 on this car. That's one way to kind of keep track of things. So now if you were doing another controller, same sequence, except now you're going to go number 2, hit the black button on the top of the controller. It's going to blink twice. Now this is channel 2, grab another car, and the sequence is going to be the same now. Hit code, hit the trigger. Once it's done blinking, you're good to go. So that's coding the controllers. A couple things to keep in mind is to make sure you're always running clockwise around the track. The cars have to be driving to the left as you're looking at the control unit. Make sure you're setting the lane change sections up the correct way, so you're hitting this little I first as you're going to be entering. Do what you can to keep those away from curves, or just have a straight piece directly in front of them. Brushes pointed towards the rear of the car, and this little switch on the bottom of the car is tempting to flip, but it will not do anything besides turn your car off if you're in digital mode. So that's not a directional switch for digital. It just will turn it off, and then it's not going to work. So It's pretty simple to get this set up and running, and those are kind of a few of the troubleshooting questions that we get on basic setup. So after that, you're ready to race. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this video useful. For products like this and more, visit our website, carreraslots.com. Like and subscribe for more videos like this.